you can look as cute as you want, but the soft skills matter. You can't teach somebody soft skills. You have to work on that every day.
Hi, kings and queens. This is still Sharpn Steel.
Welcome back, kings and queens. This is your truly Job Pat. This is the Still Sharpn Steel show, a place where black excellence meet black mediocrity.
You know the vibes. Your boy, Mr. Love is here. We back again. All right, family. If you didn't do it, please hit that subscribe button. All right, whatever you take from us, you learn and you grow with it. Whatever we take from you, we learn and we grow with it as well. All right, just like, comment, and share, guys.
And today we sharing black victory with this queen amongst herself. I'm gonna let her properly introduce herself to the world.
Talk about it.
Hey everyone, so my name is Bria Henry. I met these great young men through networking, which I love, and the black community. But I am the founder of BSmart Girls Mentorship program here in Brooklyn, New York. And I'm so happy to be here on this platform and share with you guys all the things that we've been doing in our mentorship program. And hopefully we could connect in the future and you guys could connect with them because they're doing great things.
100%.
And we're so happy to, do this today.
Yo, our gratitude first, we just want to applaud you for even coming out, considering you coming out during this pandemic, you know what I'm saying? Because, that's definitely something we're going to get into today, like just staying relevant during the pandemic, but we appreciate your soul, like
No problem.
love, you know what I'm
No
saying?
problem.
We want to get into BSmart Girls. So if somebody be like, what is BSmart? What is your response?
Okay, so when people ask me what is BSmart Girls, initially they think because my name is Bree, the B stands for Bree, and then Smart Girls. Yeah, but they don't know that it's actually a school. Like BSmart is a school, the Brooklyn School for Math and Research, and this program is my baby. It's my passion. I started this program last year, and the purpose of this program is to build college readiness among girls and to also boost their self-esteem as well as boost extracurricular activities within the schools, because I know like a lot of the times when we were in school, I can't speak for others, but I went to Prospect Heights in Brooklyn, New York.
Shoot.
Yeah, so I went to Prospect Heights, and I didn't really have a lot of mentors to look up to that looked like me and that were successful, that were going to teach me the ropes and help me grow through my matriculation through college and high school. So I thought that it was important that I came to the school and just share whatever I could with them, so it's ever growing. It started up with 8 girls, and every week I got a new girl. So
That's
now I'm up to
fire.
like 15, and we're gonna keep going. And I have Jada, she's behind the camera, she's helping me this year, so I'm so happy for that
Shout out
too.
to Miss Still, Sharpn Steel. You know
Shout out
what
to
I'm saying?
college readiness for a fact. That's amazing.
And that's fire. Like the fact that you're doing something to develop leaders, because leadership is about developing leaders around you, and you're building that culture of this confidence, self-esteem, and college readiness, life readiness is very vital to the blood of the future. You know what I'm saying? So we want to applaud you for that one. Big time.
Yeah.
Like that shit is crazy. Like how important would you say sisterhood is, and how does it like relate to like just women empowerment in regards of BSmart, because you are having a collective group of black queens, black princesses. So how important would you feel like sisterhood is and unity and stuff like that?
So sisterhood is very important to me. As you guys know, I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
Talk about it.
Yep.
Shout out to the Rise.
But even beyond that, when I was in school, like I said, I didn't have much African American women leaders in my school besides my parents and my aunts and godparents and stuff like that. Like in school and even through our programs, there was a lot of women that didn't look like me. You know what I mean? So when I got to college and I joined a sisterhood, I have people that now I can lean on and that I can depend on, and I also speak to them and I let them know, like, throughout this program, I have grades 9 through 12, and I also let them know that even though someone's in the 9th grade or the 10th grade and 11th grade, once you leave these doors, number one, whatever happens in the mentorship program stays in the mentorship program. And when you see them outside of the program, even though you come from different walks of life, you just never know where a person's going to end up. You get what I'm saying? So just building that camaraderie and, telling them that it's so important to like depend on each other, because in high school everybody, you have the popular people, the not so popular people, the geeks, the this, the that, but we all know that none of that matters. Like 10 years from now, the people that you thought weren't important then may be important now. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you got to just understand, like, just build on each other, continue to uplift each other, because you just never know when that person's going to cross your path again.
100%. We all people, and we're just looking to maintain and just survive at the end of the day.
Yep.
Yeah. I tell people all the time, like, we could go far by yourself, but you go further with people. And Brian always specify like how important numbers is, the strength in numbers.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
100%. That's very vital. So at the same time, let's tap into the creative side of BSmart. How has the mentorship? Because you're saying whatever is done inside the mentorship stays in the mentorship. So how can the mentorship help the students grow and be ready for the outside life?
Oh, okay, that's a great question. So, you know, I started off the program with doing a lot of goal searching, and like I don't know if you guys are familiar with like vision boards. I know that's a popular thing now. Yeah, so I start off with vision boards with them so that they can get a grasp of actually putting out on paper like what they want.
It, yeah.
Yes, because like we'll talk about our goals as much as we want, but sometimes when you have that visual reminder, you constantly try to, you know, get yourself to push yourself to be there. You know what
100%.
I mean? So we do vision boards, then we move on to college essay writing. Because I know they do that a little bit in school, but one thing I don't like about, you know, schools now is it's a lot based on statistics and not really like building the character of these people, right?
Yeah.
And that's why, you know, you mentioned numbers, like the numbers are important, but which numbers are important? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, you know, because
quality.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because they can, you know, pass the SATs and all those things, but like, have you built their moral character and, you know,
they're really capable?
Yes, yes. And so I thought that was important. So we do the essay writing, and then we move on to you know, self-esteem building. So we'll talk about like their insecurities, and you know, I also let them know, like, they always be like, Miss Bria, you don't understand, like this boy and this, like, you know, it's so funny, but I'm like, all the things that we discuss here is important because they may not have a woman at home to talk to about their insecurities and how to push through those things and, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, every week I try to do something fun and innovative, but then I try to turn over to do something like resume building that prepares them for college and even to get jobs, because a lot of these girls, you'd be surprised, they don't even think about college. They're thinking about how can I graduate, get a job to help my 6 or 7 siblings.
And that's
you
tough.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
that's tough too. To think like that at an age like that.
Yeah, 16.
So, yeah.
16.
So for you to be in the position you are for them, that's amazing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
that.
push them, let them understand like, yo, is an alternative to what you're thinking about right now. You get what I'm saying? So from what I'm getting, from what you're saying right now is not only you're trying to help them with their educational skills, their skills for the real world, but also their internal skills.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? What we like to call it, what somebody, a great guest had mentioned to us, soft skills.
Yeah, I was gonna get into it.
So that's amazing. That's from what I'm getting.
Yeah, you spoke about character and how important moral character is. And you look at society, just the curriculum of Western civilization, like the curriculum that they use, they don't really like, you know, enforce and encourage character. So that's very, very important. Like
100%.
Character versus credentials, if that makes sense. So like how Brian said, like somebody came here recently and spoke about soft skills. So how important would you feel like it is for these young queens to develop the soft skills, the loyalty, the integrity? Like how important do you think that is for your mentorship program to you?
These are great questions. Well, the first thing is, I'll give a quick story. When I was in college, I went to Hampton University, and we used to dress up every day. Like, that was the thing to do on campus. You had to wear your makeup and your heels and your this, your that. And I used to go to class late a lot because of this thing. And then one of my professors, I would get like really good scores on the essays and tests and whatever. And then when midterms came around, I had a C+ in the class. And like on every test I was getting 95. So I knocked on his door. I was like, hey, I was just wondering, why do you think it's okay for you to give me a C+ when I'm doing well? And he was like, you can look as cute as you want, but the soft skills matter. You can't teach somebody soft skills. You have to work on that every day. So he told me, like, at the end of the day, still sharpening steel, you got to do better.
Right.
Like, if you don't do better, I'm not going to just give you a grade. You got to earn it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think soft skills are so important because you can miss an opportunity from being late, from not showing up, from not being punctual, all those
Punctuality.
things. Yes.
These little things, the small details mold you who you are.
Yes.
Shout out to that professor that gave you that realization.
Yes.
100%.
Because that's an experience that you could teach your kids, you know?
That's definitely a story to tell.
And that's so dope. Like, not even to get into another topic, how your school people dressed up every day. I went to the University of Bridgeport, and people wore sweats. Like, people just, like, dressed normal. They didn't care really. Real casual. They going to class. But, you know, you went to HBCU, and these black men and women are dressing up in suits and dresses, and that's very important to be an example to the youth. You know, they seeing that is really important.
How did you keep your energy and your standard, like, at an all-time on point, like, being amongst so much other qualified people?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah, it's a great question. I haven't even thought about that. You know what it is? Thank you. I appreciate it. Really and I think the name of you guys' platform is just so relevant in this whole conversation, but still Sharpn Steel. Like, if you see someone else doing something, you don't want to be the weakest link. You know what I mean? So you're going to get up, you're going to try to be on time, you're going to push yourself to be the best because you have nothing but that around you. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's what I'm saying. So it's either you step up to the plate or you fall behind. And a lot of people don't make it to the end. You know what I mean? They don't make it because you got such high expectations. But I also had to take some time throughout the years to say, you're still young. And we never sit in the moment. Like, this platform you guys got going on right now is so dope. Like, it may not be where you want to be right now, but like, you're doing it though. Like, you get what I'm saying? Yes. So like, I had to stop.
We remind ourselves that every day, not to cut you off.
Yes, of course. You have to sit in the moment. Like, even though, you know, you're around such great people and you're doing great things, like, just sit in the moment and say, thank God for just where I'm at right now.
Just applaud your existence and whatever you're doing.
The gratitude must be there, 100%.
Yeah, I feel like we need to applaud ourselves, but in life we get hijacked by so many things, and that's why it's so important for mentorship programs, because like you said, when they leave that door, when they leave BSmart, they're in a whole different world. So you just molding them is really, really important. So 100%. Being an example, just leadership, like, it's really like key for your program. How do you choose your candidates specifically? Like, what's the process?
Yes, talk about it.
Well, at first it was, you have to have over like a 3.0 GPA. You have to you have to fill out this application. Our application has like essay questions, so you have to fill it out in detail. You have to give a few options of the colleges you want to go to. You have to commit to showing up to the program every single week at a certain time for a certain amount of time. And I was very strict at first, and then I realized that there was so much going on with these girls. Like, I couldn't even be like, I had to just be like, you know what, if you didn't fill out the application, still come. If you didn't get to do this, still come, because a lot of them were afraid and apprehensive about joining the program, because they're like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fit in, I don't know if I have the qualifications. And at first it was like, no, you have to have a 3.0, you have to have this. And then eventually I was just like, everybody just don't have that.
Yeah, everybody got a story.
How did it make you feel to lower your standard? Not really lower your standard, but just because I was gonna touch that topic. It's crazy how you got me there before I wanted to get there, girl. Forgive me though. It's cool.
No problem. Go ahead.
But how were you able to meet them where they was at?
I had to go back to the drawing board. I had to go back to the drawing board. Like, with any business or anything, you'll have a vision of kind of what you want. And then things shift and society changes and then the factors change and then you're like,
you gotta make a play.
That's what you gotta do.
You gotta adapt.
You gotta adapt. That's what it was. Cool. I was like, because I was like, all right, so this week we're gonna do resume building. This week we're gonna do college readiness. And then I like to do like corporate fashion. So I'm like, I'm gonna do corporate fashion with them, this, that, and the third. And then I started talking to them. And then it was just as simple as they just don't like the way they look. They don't like the way, like, they don't have that should
give me chills though. It's like, that's sad though. And that's why building a confidence is so important. Like, confidence is like, when you break down the word confidence and you break down the Latin origin, con is with and fid is with fidelity. So it is staying loyal to yourself. And just to build that confidence, people need to self-develop, but it's so hard. Like, especially that black queen, like, they going through so many trials and tribulations at home. You know what I'm saying? That's why we shout out BSmart every day. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to all the organizations. You know what I'm saying? Like,
BSmart,
everything, like, anything that's putting black people in progress, because this is a world of emergency right now. So like, we applaud the sisterhood. What's the funnest thing you be doing? Like, you said you have the you be ingenuitive sometimes. So what's a fun experience that you had? Because I know COVID, shit changed recently. So yeah.
One week, one of the girls, she likes to sing,
Mm-hmm.
and she knew I used to sing. She was like, Miss Bria, you think you could just give us vocal lessons 1 week?
Wait, Tom, hold on. You sing?
Look,
God,
no, you asked me to rap. You didn't. You asked me to rap. No,
Listen.
Today is not the day.
Open up a rabbit hole.
See?
Listen, I didn't know you sing. What happened when you told little girl to sing?
Yeah. Oh, so we were just like in there going through like the songs that they like, and we were just in there like. It was like I was with my homegirls for real. I'm not gonna lie. So I cut on music that they like, and we'll just be in there just singing. I like listen. They're such a good vibe. You know what I mean? So I'll just cut the music on, and then I would sing something, and they'll repeat after me, and I'll sing something, repeat after me. And this had nothing to do with my curriculum. Like this was on a whim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was just like, you know what? Sometimes you just need somebody to just be there.
Yeah, that's all it is. Every
You
listener
need
needs a
somebody to be
listener.
That makes sense.
And that was our way of communicating, like
And pushing each other.
Yes, you know what I mean. So that was one thing that I thought was super fun because like I gave up when I was in high school. I went to school for music and theater, so I sing and I dance, and I hadn't done it in a long time. So when I did it with them, it was like you bring back the child in yourself. You know what I mean? And sometimes we get so caught up in our adult life, we forget to do the things that actually feed our souls. You know what I mean? And that fed me. You know, that they felt like it was for them, but that fed me too. Like you know, you don't have to just work and do the mentorship program. You could still sing. You could still do the things that make you happy. You know what I mean? Yes.
I love that. Feeding your soul.
Going back to what Jacqueline said, like we just get so hijacked by what's going on in life. Like we just forget to take that step back and remember that we're young. You get what I'm saying? So it's like everything come full circle. So like everybody just gotta remember, don't just get carried away. You get what I'm saying? Always take care of yourself, but be focused. Be focused, 100%. That's very important. But just take care of yourself and self-care.
You know what I'm saying? I think self-mastery
very, very important.
is one of the most important things. You have to develop yourself so you can expand the horizon around people around you. Definitely want to speak about the vetting process. So before, you said that you had to like lower your standards, but is there new standards now for the new women, the new candidates coming in now?
No, I don't think that I'm going to do new standards for them to come in, but as far as the mentorship program goes, I give a scholarship to all the girls, and those standards will not change.
That's nice.
What's the let me hear
those
that.
standards will not change. So because that's my money on the line. So it's
dirty.
like, you know what I mean? You know, you gotta earn that. You gotta earn that.
Yeah.
So the highest scholarship is a $500 scholarship, and that one is for the individual who has selected a college or university that they want to go to, who has been 100% committed to the program through all the 10-week curriculum.
So it's a 10-week duration.
So if they've been committed all 10 weeks, they've maintained a 3.0 and above. They provided assistance to any of the younger mentees because this one, the highest scholarship is for the individual that's going to college. So that usually I put more expectation and weight on their shoulders as opposed to the rest of them because I expect more from them.
So what's the age? Tell the world like the age group.
The age range is 14 to 18.
Okay.
14 to 18. So the 12th graders, like I tell them, like you guys get the most money in this year. Prayerfully, I'm saving up my coins and trying to reach out to different organizations because I want to be able to give more than 500 this year.
Well, we're here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We always here.
We can always do a collaboration.
Yeah, of course.
Don't feel like you're in this alone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because remember when you said you got to your sorority and everything, you got to the school and you had people to fall back on, lean back on. Like, remember, Sharpn Steel is here for you. So if you need a collaboration, you need a helping hand, we're here for you.
Thank you. I
100%.
appreciate it.
Because remember, like, you know, it's about resources. Like, those little kids don't have resources. You're their resource. So
Yep.
it's always going back and tapping in with, you know, just the people around you for real.
100%. So let me ask you, when COVID hit, a lot of people, they was just not prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? How were you able to continually progress with BSmart?
Well, I can't lie. I was so disappointed at first.
Really?
Yes, I was so disappointed because
That gasp is real, girl.
I was disappointed.
That shit was real.
I was so disappointed because it's so hard to keep them engaged every week because I used to feed them every week. I used to have to do the most to keep them engaged. My apologies. Because you know, they want to go outside and have fun. It was getting towards the summertime too, so nobody wants to stay behind in school to have to do all this work and you know, stuff for the program, whatever. But then when when COVID happened, we were no longer able to meet face to face, and then we started meeting via Zoom. But then the girls started dropping off. Like I wasn't seeing as many faces as I was before. And then I had my own personal stuff going on. So, you know, they always use me as an outlet. And last year, I didn't have any other women to help me with this program. It was just me. So they would reach out to me like, hey, Miss Bria, I need help with something. I need money. I need this. I need that. You know what I mean? And I was always that outlet because at that moment, I was able to do that. You know what I mean? And then COVID happened and I wasn't able to extend myself the way I wanted to. So I felt so bad because I'm like, this is important to me. I don't want them to feel like I'm giving up on them either. You know what I mean? Yes. Like for example, if y'all took a break from this for a while, it don't feel the same.
It don't.
Yeah.
I mean, we did before, but it'd be like,
you know what hit me? Yeah. I kept saying like, yo, bro, we gotta keep going. We gotta keep going.
And that's confidence.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
that's
the steps that you're taking, those daily habits, those routines. You know, putting the action behind your dreams, stuff like that. Like. And that's very important, but I can only imagine.
It was hard. It was hard. And we had the closing ceremony on Zoom, and that's where I announced all the scholarship winners. It was a $500, $250, and $100 scholarship. Okay. And I announced all the winners, and I had
congratulations
a speaker. Thank you.
Yeah,
I had a speaker come on the Zoom and speak to the girls, and I thought that was great, and they appreciated it. A lot of them wrote me, was like, Miss Bree, I'm so sad, you know, we're not gonna be able to see you. And then not only that, the girls were dependent on the scholarship money, and because of COVID, I wasn't able to give it to them. And the way the school works is you can't I can't like Zelle them money, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't operate that way.
Yeah, I had to actually go through the school to give them a check or whatever. So
how did that make you feel?
I felt like I was, no lie, I felt like I was failing them. I felt like these girls were dependent on these. They knew it was coming, you know what I mean? And I'm a woman of my word, so I felt like I failed them. I really did. And I was like, it was hard. Even this, like when it was time to start back getting into the program and stuff like that. Like right now, I'm drawing up the curriculum and stuff because we usually start like the first and second week in February.
Okay, right, that's right there.
It took me forever to sit down and actually write out the curriculum. It's like you know what you have to do,
but you just procrastinate.
Yes, because you're afraid.
You're scared
in real life.
Fear.
You're just afraid because it happened this way, and now I'm like, I have to adjust. So you know, you get afraid. You're like, what if it's not the same as before?
And I understand that 100%. There's been times like that. You know what I'm saying? I have a whole agenda. You know what I'm saying? I just want to play it out. I call this man. I just be bothering him, just trying to that's why it's good to have him and the other partner. You know what I'm saying? Like I call him and bother him just to play the whole agenda out. But sometimes I just get caught up in doing so much other things. Or I just get hijacked. Yeah, we just get hijacked with life, with fear, because fear is a part of life. Happiness, like a part of life. So we just get so hijacked with things. It's like we just never get to that agenda. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
And that's why I'm glad y'all have this platform, because John kept writing me every once in a while like, hey sis, you going, you know, come talk. Hey sis. And then when you have stuff like that, it's so important because I already committed to doing this with you. You know what I mean? And one thing about me, I can't go back on my word. So
integrity.
You get what I'm saying? So even though it was taking me forever to do it, I knew this day was gonna come. So I'm like, you can't go on that platform and not know what you're going to talk about. Yeah. So you got to just do it. You get what I'm saying? So I'm so thankful you kept pushing me too, because you didn't even know you were doing that.
I appreciate
but you were.
But I thank you for even just showing your presence, because it take a lot. Like, you know, what you doing right now, you don't have to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you're here. So I appreciate that.
Not a problem.
Let me ask you this. You spoke about being afraid and stuff that you feared. You got bars?
Let's do it.
Like, if you scared to rap? You have little ones and two, little talk dirty, you know what I'm saying?
I'm like, let me get a little
little shotgun, goddamn one. All right. So, Still Sharpn Steel, we present Let's Rap, Talk Dirty. These 5 words for you, alright?
You know what we do, it's all love.
So, love, let me know you ready.
Oh, you're going to give me
I'm going to give you 5 words.
Well, I thought I was just going to say off the door.
Nah, 5 words. Oh, I mean, shit. You had something. Listen, I didn't know you had all that after. Alright, cool. The first word is queen.
Alright. I can just throw it in anytime?
Whenever.
Alright. So I started this program with BSmart Queens We in the building, we making them see
College.
that we out here going to college, showing that knowledge,
You.
making them you. You gotta ease it in there.
I gotta throw it in there.
Yes.
That was fire though.
Yeah, she was flowing.
Hold on. She on college. The next word is you.
All right. It's important that we touch the youth of this nation. We gotta make sure they have a foundation. We gotta make sure they mental right, cause if we don't, they ain't gonna be able to sleep that night. My name is Bria. I started this program, but now I'm here to let you know that they can. And what's next? What's the next?
You gonna go back to that?
Back to Queen? All right.
Finish it off, my guy.
All right. So we back to Queen. You know what I mean? And that's that.
That's it.
That was good.
Yo, listen, for all that, you get a shirt.
I'm saying?
You got that shirt.
It's all love over
you.
there. It's all love.
Well,
That's what
first, we want to definitely, we ain't going nowhere. We still got.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
we just want
talking.
to,
Thank you.
applaud you. We just want to appreciate your soul. Like I said, you don't even have to be here, but you're here.
Thank
You know what I'm
you.
saying?
Thank you so much. I saw everybody on Instagram like,
You know what I'm
so
saying?
I gotta do everybody else.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Tap
yeah,
in. Make sure you follow BSmart Girls on Instagram.
Please.
It's right here. Bow. But make sure you follow it. It's a simple, support BeFree.com.
It really
Free
is.
99. You just follow, like all the pictures. You ain't doing nothing anyway.
It's gonna make you feel good.
It is, because you helping somebody else.
Yes.
I tell people all the time, gratitude make you more appealing.
Yeah.
When somebody tell you thank you, I appreciate you, it's like, yo, bro, good looking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
didn't need to, but I appreciate you.
And we're gonna go back to the topic of staying relevant during the pandemic. We all have been hit, it was times of uncertainty. So what was your biggest challenge with Be Smart, with life, just in general, like in terms of 2020 going into today?
My biggest challenge would be mental health. Mental health. I feel like I'm a mixture. Like I'm an introvert and an extrovert too. So I could calmly stay in my house, drink a glass of wine, and be, fine. But then I also like to go out, to network, to be around, like-minded people, to, feed off of that energy. So, because of the pandemic, we weren't able to be around people and interact with people. So I think that was the hardest thing. Like, I feel like my mom always used to tell me the idle mind is a devil's workshop.
Yo, I actually heard that the other day. That's crazy. See,
You Caribbean?
Yeah.
Where?
Jamaica.
Blood clots.
Not me and say you sit there.
Yo, we gonna talk about it. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
So, just trying to stay out of my own head. Like, the devil will get, like, when you're down and out, it's like he'll just come in and just try to, move things around even more. You know what I mean? So just trying to keep myself in good spirits and do my daily affirmations, telling myself, like, this is what God has called you to do. Continue to stay focused and steadfast in what you want, So that was the hardest thing. But the simplest things, I know this is going to sound crazy, the simplest things like getting up and taking a shower plays a major difference in the way the rest of your day
Especially
goes.
if you choose what time.
Yes.
Life is about choices, so
Yes.
it's when you're gonna do certain things.
100%.
Your algorithm of your day has an impact on
Talk about it.
100%.
It's
like-
all about, not to cut you off.
No, not a problem.
Like you said, the way you get up and take your shower, like that whole process. If you gonna approach it with energy, or you gonna approach it not with energy, it's all your choice.
And then you spoke about affirmations, like you have Be Smart, and you giving these young women the confidence, you providing them with the confidence. So what steps, like, do you feel like those steps are the solution to destroy to help your sanity? Like waking up in the morning and telling yourself, like, I'm a king, I'm a queen. Though that's very important. So has that been transferable to the kids?
Yeah, so I make them do affirmations as well.
Really?
So, yeah, of course. I make them, say, I am beautiful, I am strong, I am wonderful, I can do all things. Like, all those things. I tell them to do that all the time. And, sometimes they get annoyed with it. I actually have videos on my Instagram, if you guys go check it out, on the BSmart Girls Instagram, of them saying their daily affirmations, because you may just feel like you're saying things, but on that day when you you feel like completely giving up, when you say that, 1 or 2 lines to yourself, it can make a major difference. You know what I mean? And I'm a firm believer that whatever leaves your mouth can actually come into fruition.
Your mouth is a powerful tool.
Yes.
The power of the tongue.
Powerful tool. So at the same time, like with those affirmations, I would imagine you're giving them realistic affirmations to say, like, you know, a lot of people be like, I'm gonna be a millionaire.
No.
You know
I mean, you should.
You can say that though. You can say that, but
like,
that's not what I'm telling them to say.
You know what I'm saying? Like you wanna give them, and that's all right. If you wanna say you're gonna be a millionaire, by all means, I'm not stopping you.
Yes.
To each his own. You know what I'm saying? But let's be realistic now. Like, I am great. I am courteous. Like more internal versus like of the world.
Yeah.
Cause it's like once you become like a great individual, everything is gonna come towards you after that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I would hope you're giving them like powerful and realistic affirmations.
And you know what? I think I'm gonna be a millionaire is very realistic.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's very realistic.
It's levels of aspiration, bro.
Okay, talk about it. Let me hear that.
Because my thing is, I feel like I'm a believer in God, so I'm just saying, like, there's nothing God will put in my brain that can't actually really happen. So if I tell myself I'm going to be the first millionaire in my family, that can't come in my brain unless that's something that can be obtained. You get what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
So I'm going to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's, for me, it's up to you. And I don't give them affirmations like that, though, to be completely honest, because they have so many other little things to worry about. The money is not even.
It's not even.
We ain't even get there yet. You know what I mean? Y'all could be like, I'm gonna be a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? But for them, they can say things like that too. But I start with things like, I'm beautiful, I'm strong, I'm independent, I'm all those things. You get what I'm saying? Because they don't even believe in themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So those are the type of affirmations I start off with. But you know, once I see them in the future, we stay connected. I'm like, you need to start that I am a millionaire thing. You know what I mean?
Now, of course,
I own some properties. You know what I mean? I have great credit.
Yeah,
Like,
you
gotta start. And you know, people like think it's funny when you say these type of affirmations, but at first you just saying them. And then here's the thing about, I always tell people, like, music is like it's like a timeline. It's like a time capsule. That's what I always say. Because when you start saying things, even when you're sitting in your quiet moments, now you can't stop thinking about that one thing you keep saying to yourself. So if you keep saying, I am a millionaire, I own property, I am a millionaire, I own property, when you start being quiet in the still of the moments, that's all you're thinking about. That makes you want to pull out your laptop. That makes you want to research real estate. That makes you want to research how to, you know what I mean? So you have to keep saying those things, because in your quiet moments, that's all you're going to hear. So then now, those negative thoughts don't even have room to seep in, because that's all you hear from yourself.
It's like you live in it.
Yes.
You got it. You know what I'm saying? She said it and she backed it up.
Shit.
Sharpn Steel.
That's what it's about.
You know what I'm saying? I respect it.
You spoke about 14 and 18 is the age range, and how important it is to keep that connection. How are you gonna do that though? Like, after, you know, the program is done and they in college, like, how are you gonna keep that relationship amongst all your girls?
I think that's very hard to do, because, you know, people fall off. Like, you go, you know, through college, high school, all these different things. You just don't keep a connection. I have line sisters that I don't speak to every day. You know what I mean? And so that just happens. But you know, what I always do is what I started doing is, after the program, I offer a co-director chair to any of the high school seniors.
Meaning,
so if they wanted to join the program and actually sit on a director's board, now they can do that.
That's
so
dope.
Now they're still building their resume. So you're not just saying that they were a part of a mentorship program when they were in high school, but now they can say, I'm a part of this program, and this is what I do for this program.
That's fire.
You know what I'm saying?
And they could be that's dope.
Yeah. So now you're still building your resume, and you're also still gaining mentorship from me, and you're providing mentorship to these young girls. Because at the same, although I went to college for 4 years, things change, colleges change. Even now, I went to school on campus. Kids are not going to be going to school on campus like that anymore, because a lot of them are doing it virtually. So these girls can speak to more of what's going on now, as opposed to what I can speak to from my experience. So it's important for me to have them anyway. So I told them, join me after and let me know. Some of them were like, Miss Bria, like, I really wish I could, but school's kicking my behind, I can't do it. But then others are like, I'm down, I want to help, you know. So I'm just, you know, just grabbing people along the way. You know what I mean? Grabbing people along the way.
Going through every emotion, because sooner or later, it's gonna be goddamn 1,500,
Yep.
and then it's gonna be like you're gonna have teams. You're gonna have to start like
yes.
delegating
Yes.
roles to certain
Yes.
territories. That's
Uh-huh.
because that's the goal. You know, we got to think big, and like you said, the power of the tongue. You know what I'm saying? You spoke about college and college readiness. I wanted to specify on HBCUs. Do you think it's very important for each candidate to have a horizon of different colleges, or you keeping it black oriented? Because listen, if I have, me and my shorty be talking about it all the time, but I'm thinking about it now. Like, if I have a daughter, like a king or a queen, like they're going to HBCU. That's just a fact. But I can't get mad if they got accepted to a dental program and what's that? I don't know, what's that? Give me Penn State or whatever. You know what I mean?
Ithaca.
Or Ithaca College. You know what I'm saying? Like, or Q's. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't get mad. But do you feel like I feel like HBCUs is the next big tool. You know what I'm saying? One of the biggest tools that we need to overcome.
I really didn't apply for one of those colleges, and I feel not bad, but it's just
I didn't go to HBCU.
Yeah, I didn't even apply for one. Like, it's just busting my head. Like, I really didn't apply for one, but it's cool though. It's cool. I'm happy to be in the presence of, I'm saying, an attendee of a HBCU. So at the same time, I see that it did a lot for you. You know what I'm saying? So I applaud you for that once more.
Yeah. So your candidates, like, do you think they gotta go to HBCU?
I mean, they don't have to, but I always put it out on the table. Like, you know, I was a class president of my school, so I have a great relationship with the president of Hampton. So I let them know, like, if you want to go, just let me know. Like, it's just a word. Like, if you want to go, just really let me know. But, you know, a lot of them, they can't afford it. Like, let's just be realistic. HBCUs cost a lot of money for this education. And unless you're getting a scholarship, who really wants to pay $40,000 to go to college? Because you're going to be paying that back after college. You know what I mean? Shout out, we did it, Joe. So hopefully he takes away these student loans. But if he doesn't, look, if he doesn't, then I don't know. But I tell them, you know, work hard, get a scholarship so you'll be able to go to school. But if you can't, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like whatever your journey is, whatever your path is, it's up to you to make those connections and reach out to people and stuff like that. Like, if you don't do that, that's not gonna happen. So there's a lot of people that go to HBCUs. Don't get it twisted. They get lost in the sauce.
Yeah, be fucked up.
They get lost in the sauce because even though it seems like it's big and it's fun and it's like everybody's flourishing, there are a lot of people that just cannot handle the pressure. It's a lot of pressure. Like,
especially at Hampton, I heard.
Listen, I hate to say this, but every single organization you want to join at an HBCU, you have to go through something.
Yeah.
Every single one. You have to go through. You want to be a student leader, you got to go through something. You want to be a Greek, you got to go through something. You want to join student government, you got to go through something. Like, it's always something at an HBCU. And then if you're not doing the next best thing, you feel like you just fell behind.
You can get lost though, because it's so much excellence. Same time, like, you gotta focus on school. Like, you want to do something. Some people don't want to do shit. It's people that really just don't want to do anything.
And you know what's the scariest thing? People go to HBCUs and, like, you'll be like a celebrity on campus, and then you'll graduate with no job and no nothing, and then it's like, what next?
That's just bad.
You get what I'm saying? They'll graduate, and it's society that happens. Like, sometimes you graduate, you don't know what job you have lined up. You don't know what's next. You don't know. But on campus, if you're a student leader, you're this, you're Greek, you're this. It seems like you're like the best thing on campus, and then you graduate, and it's like, what now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to push yourself to remain relevant after the HBCU fame. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, I think it's a great experience. I'm never gonna knock an HBCU because, Lord, if y'all only knew me when I graduated from Prospect Heights to now, there has been a great change.
So you just say that shit humbled you?
It humbled me. It made me quiet more. It did a lot to me. First of all, when I got to Hampton, I'm not gonna lie, everybody was like, hey, good morning, how are you? And I'm from New York. I don't speak to you unless you speak to me. That's how it was.
But you see the mannerism when you go to a different place?
Yes, that's how it was. We on the train, like, I used to have girls, like, I don't know, I don't take the train as much anymore, but before, when I used to take it, like, if somebody was staring at you, the first thing you're thinking is, what are you looking at? That's the first thing you think. But when you at HBCU, a girl could really be staring at you because she thinks you're so beautiful, or she thinks you're so, and at first I was like, why why do everybody what is going on?
Yeah.
I didn't like it at first. Actually, the first 6 months I went to Hampton, I put in an application for Albany because I was going to transfer. I hate.
You gonna go back up top.
She said,
First of all, you're on curfew. You're on curfew.
It's curfew.
Yes, you have to. Yeah, you have to come home. You have to be in your dorm by 11 o'clock every night, and then on the weekend you get to stay out until 1 o'clock. And if you don't make it in by 11, your curfew goes up, right? And then you're not allowed. Of course, you're not allowed to smoke and drink or whatever. But
what in the Malcolm X?
It's crazy. You can't it's crazy. And then there's no visitation in any of the dorms, so you can't have opposite sex visitation.
So are y'all the real HU then? Because what the hell?
Yeah, we are. We're Black excellence. You see, we're classy.
Oh goddamn.
We're classy. We keep it cute. You know what I mean?
Because Hampton and Howard, they got their little rivalry. I hope it wasn't no curfew at Howard, because I'll go to Howard. I'm not going to go to college.
But it was only curfew for freshmen. At first, I hated it because I was like, what is the purpose? But you only are on curfew for the first 2 to 3 months until homecoming, because they want to make sure you get your midterm grades really good. After homecoming, everybody's off curfew and you get to have visitation. And then everybody's lit after visitation. You know what I mean? So at first I couldn't take it because I was like, what you're not going to do is tell me what time. And then my mother was like, no, actually, you're going to stick it out. Mm-hmm. And that's that on that. And
because that's discipline. That's teaching. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's...
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I kept saying, when I get to college, I'm going to... And I'm Caribbean, so I grew up in a fairly strict home. Mm-hmm. So I was like, all right, so when I get to college, I get to hang out. I get to do this. Mm-hmm. And Hampton was like, psych, you're not. Maybe. You know what I mean? And even in the first week, you have to go to chapel. It was just a lot going on. Yeah, Hampton... You have to do a lot, but know what?
Excellence.
Yes,
so beautiful.
Yeah, you have to wear. We have this thing called business professional. Mm-hmm. Every Wednesday we have to wear suits to class. Whoa. Yeah, it was.
So if I want to wear some sweats, because this is not my Wednesday.
No, not in your freshman year. The first few weeks, you can't do that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, they take it very seriously, and then. At first it was like, why do they have all these expectations? And then they had, they taught us the late poem and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Even you think, they took it very serious. And if you're not on, so what happened is when we decided that we were gonna get off curfew and stuff like that, at first you're like, all right, so now I'm gonna go buck wild, but then you already have maintain that level of staying in and understand that you got to study and all of that. Yeah. Then now you don't even really have the desire to go out as much as you. And then at first, the dressing up and the being early, you have to be 15 minutes early in Hampton, or they'll close the door on you. They take it very serious. Oh, yeah. But now when I'm at work though. Mm-hmm. Every day I'm dressed up. Every day I'm on time. I'm always turning in assignments on time. I'm always 100%. And I go to school with a lot of people. I work, with a lot of people that went to CUNYs and SUNYs. And then they'll see me and they'll be like, what school did you go to? And I'll be like, Hampton. They're like, never heard of it. I'm like, but you see through my work ethic.
Yeah, you see it.
You see through my work ethic what kind of school I went to. Mm-hmm. So I get
be asking, if it wasn't something that's shown. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So while everybody else can be mediocre and not do the most, I'm always gonna, because that's what I was trained to do at Hampton. That's what you're trained to do. So yes, there's some pros and the cons, but the good definitely outweighs the bad.
Yeah, all the time, especially 100%. When it's preparing you for your future.
Yes.
And I wanted to go into just the climate of success today. So you see success and you see people that's graduating from college nowadays, especially we're gonna focus on Black people, and it's the job creations and communities and that resource we don't really have as much. You feel what I'm saying? The normal average kids they graduate college and don't receive the job that aligns with their degree. I'm saying that to ask to you, you have your mentorship program, and say if you have that great candidate and they don't want to go to college, but they have other endeavors that's going to put them in a better position. What's your thoughts?
I say you can do anything you put your mind to. I really do. Because they have we're living in a society where African American people every day are coming up with a new business. They have candle business, hair business, lashes business, makeup business, you name it, somebody's doing something. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I feel as far as even Instagram influencers, the more you are consistent is the more people will believe you. That's the thing about
that might be the video the more let's run it back. Shit.
The more you're consistent, the more people will believe you.
Oh, yeah.
So you could start a podcast and put out 1 or 2 videos, and then it gets lost in the sauce because you're not doing it anymore. So nobody believes you. But when you're here every Saturday and you're doing it, at first it seemed like nobody really paying attention, but then the more you do it, people start believing you. And that's when people start investing. And that's when you get even more hungry. And you see, how can I take it to a different level? How can I do that? You know what I mean? So you got to be consistent. That's what I would tell them. If you're not going to go to college and you're not going to do it the path that society sets out for you, be consistent in whatever else you want to do.
Yeah,
it's
like,
always going to come. If it's in your heart and you're consistent, the money coming.
It's going to come, yeah.
The people going to believe you. Period.
Talk dirty. Yo, listen, man. Shit. You about to be a host on this show, goddamn it. Shit. How important is transparency with your girls?
That's a good
Because
question.
we have our own life,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So like that balance of transparency.
I try to be as transparent as possible. They'll ask me things like, "You got a boyfriend?" Like, and I'll be like, "What do you mean? What do you mean? Who needs a boyfriend?"
Like, why do you need to know that? But
Yeah. I try to be as transparent as possible. Like, they'll ask, they're very blunt, so they'll be like, "Why you don't got a boyfriend, Miss Brie? Why you don't like a bunch of questions?" I'm like,
I mean, they up there with the age, so you know.
Yeah, they 14, freshman.
yeah,
Freshmen,
14, so they want to know. So I tell them, I'm just focused. You know what I mean? I'm focused. When love come, it come. If it don't, it don't. Like, but right now I'm focused. I'm trying to get a bag, and y'all should be trying to get the bags too. So, I tell them, if you want to have a boyfriend, cool. We have the sex talk. I'm not ever shy about that. You know what I mean? I tell them, protect your body. Your body's a temple. That's important to me.
That's so fire.
Protect your body. It's a temple. Yeah. I'm not telling them. I'm realistic as well. So I'm not gonna ever tell any young girl, any young boy, never to have sex. That's never going to come out of my mouth. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you have to respect yourself. Whatever you choose to do outside of these 4 walls, I can't control. But all I know is my mother always told me, whatever you're going to do, make sure that when somebody else brings it up in your absence, you're not ashamed to admit to what you did.
I like that.
You know what I mean? So even if you're going to do something, you're going to send that text, you're going to go by that house, you're going to do whatever you're going to do, make sure that when it's mentioned again, you can own it. And if you can own it, do what you want. Do what you want, because at the end of the day, I feel like, at their age, they don't need to be worried about sexual freedom.
Yeah,
that's not something they need to be worried about. I try to be as transparent, but I also let them know, like, this is not even something you should be thinking about. You know what I mean? And they're so vulnerable. Like, especially at that young age. They're so vulnerable. They don't even, some of them don't really, love themselves the way they should and stuff. Yeah. They shouldn't even allow anyone else in their space.
I was going to ask you, because, everything comes from home. So me and B, we went to the Boys and Girls High School. We went to the hop. You know what I'm saying? So you seeing these young girls, and they vulnerable, they really accessible. You know what I'm saying? At this 14, it's like, damn. So how important it is for household, for you, and like just comparing your experiences.
Well, my parents never really had those type of talks with me. I'm not gonna lie, like,
and that's crazy.
I hate that in the Black community. You gotta have those talks.
You have to. That's what transparency comes in.
They never had those talks. I never talked to them specifically about the act of sex, but I know they'll get around to it. They'll try to sneak it in there. So you kiss people, you know what I mean? And I'll be like, keep your lips to yourself. Keep your body to yourself. You know what I mean? You got to respect yourself at all times, because everybody can't have access to you. Those type of things. You know what I mean? But I think it's so important from home for parents to have the talk about condoms, about sex, about love, about transparency, about intuition. All of those things are so important, because if you don't have that talk, these young girls are going to be out there trying to fit. These young boys too. Let's not leave our boys out.
It's all full circle.
Yeah, they all are going to be out there just trying to figure it out on their own. But if we have, mentors, and even our parents and aunts, and it takes a village to raise a child. So anybody that's involved in these children's lives, just be honest with them. You know what I mean? Because once they already know, they don't have to go searching. I feel like a lot of the time people go looking because they don't know yet.
Yeah.
But if you tell them, they don't have nothing to look for. So I let them know. Just respect yourself. We're not going to get into detail about what you do and do not do in the privacy of your bedroom, but always treat your body as a temple. Always remember, whatever you're doing in closed doors, if it's repeated out loud, would you be able to live with yourself tomorrow? And if you can do that, do what you want. Do what you want.
Nah, I respect that. That's gangster. Like communication, bro, and communication on all levels. Especially like the black family is very important because when they leave out of their house, they come to you. They go into school. They seeing these examples. You say you grew up where you was like you didn't have that much people around you, but like in terms of black people, like just the forefront, and that's why it's important for you to be there in their lives and stuff like that. So I applaud that. That's fire. How do you pair your mentors and your mentees?
So this year I'm gonna do it based on like all right. So let me start with last year. So last year what I did was each program, each time I had like a weekly session, I would bring a subject matter expert in to speak to the girls about whatever the topic is.
Right.
So if I have a person that's really good in fixing resumes and LinkedIn, that person will be the mentor of the week.
Okay.
And then if I have a person that's really good at like you guys are good at public speaking, I'll have you guys do it with them. You get what I'm saying? Like it depends on.
No problem.
Yeah, I'm putting that out there. I'm putting you guys speaking into existence.
That's all it is.
Right?
Yeah, I like the way she looked at us too. Like she's like, you guys.
Before we get out of here, Bria, if you had to give yourself, not even yourself advice, but that little queen in your class some advice, if it was something that you can say to enlighten that girl, what would you say right now?
So many things. The old me, am I talking to, or I'm talking to girls?
Both. Let me hear both. Like if you was talking to the old Bria, and then like what would you tell that little girl that reminds you of yourself and Be Smart?
That you're more than enough. I know that sounds like cliche, but sometimes you may feel like you're not, but you are, and people are always watching you. Sometimes I feel like the things that I'm doing are small, and that it may not be enough, but like whatever resources you have, use the resources you got. Use them. Use the people, use the little camera you got, the little every resource that you have, use the little resources that you have and make the best out of it, because consistency, once you're consistent, people will believe. You know what I mean? So just continue to use that and understand that you're enough. Whatever you have right now is enough, because back then, I didn't think I'll be going to Hampton and all that wasn't even a thought in my brain. And then I went to Hampton, and then I became a Delta. I never thought about being a Delta.
Right.
I never thought about being the class president. I never thought about having the job I have now. I never thought about all the things that I have right now. I didn't think about it, but I used what I had at the moment, and it got me to where I am now. So just use what you got and build on that, and then everything will work out.
That's all it is. Still Sharpn Steel. We out of here, y'all.
Bye, y'all.